In this video, the resource person thoroughly explained how to improve the reading comprehension of Filipino learners using the metacognitive strategies. Now, let's hear it from Dr. Ruel of Philippine Normal University. Welcome to the Learning and Development channel, where you can learn, lead, and make a difference. Like and subscribe to the L&D channel on YouTube using the link youtube.com/@learn-to-lead channel. For more information, visit our NAAP Region 8 official Facebook page at facebook.com/NAAPRO8.
So basically, this would be my topic for this afternoon. It's all about improving the reading comprehension skills of Filipino learners using metacognitive strategies. Before I have to start with my topic, let me ask you, who among here yung nagtuturo ng reading? Walang mga reading teachers. Right. So usually if we are going to talk about reading, the in-charge person or the in-charge teachers in our community or in our school would always be the teacher, would always be the English teachers. But I have to tell you that all of us here are responsible in the development of reading comprehension skills of our students, because most of, and not just most, but all of the subjects taken by our students are into reading. And it's said that reading is the mother of all discipline. Hindi pwedeng matuto yung bata sa ibang asignatura if he or she is not adept with reading comprehension. So this time, there are a lot of reading comprehension actually. And it is said that yung reading comprehension strategies should be varied and it should not be one size fits all. Baka sabihin yung, reading comprehension using metacognitive strategies. Nagawa ko na yan, but it was not effective in my classroom. Yes, because if we are going to use the reading comprehension strategies, we need to fit also our strategies to the style, the learning style, and to the interests, motivation, and background experiences of our students. Now, right now, I have to tell you about this one, and it's this one. I am into the field of reading comprehension, and it was also part of my action research. Now, I'm going to tell you first, before moving on with this topic, I have to tell you first why I did have this kind of strategies, comprehension strategies. The reason behind this one is that I was handling grade 7 students in our laboratory school last 2018. I started at Filipino University last 2014, and then last 2019 I handled grade 7 English and grade 9 English. I've noticed that most of my students, yes, they could speak the language. That's common in our laboratory school. They could speak the language, and most of the time, we teachers are very biased about it. Why we are so biased? Because if we could hear our students speak the language, what is our impression? Right, ang bata. Ang bata ka ng kabalo, magtapgin di siya. But on the first day, if you are going to conduct diagnostic tests, most especially the reading comprehension tests, you would find out that these kids are not that good in reading comprehension. Most especially if we are going to talk about critical thinking skills. Yes, they are good in some other components of reading comprehension, like yung mga surface structure reading comprehension, yung mga literal comprehension, reading comprehension skills, like yung mga noting details, yung mga inferencing, yung mga other superficial reading comprehension skills. But when you have to tell them, or when you are going to deal with reading comprehension skills that needs higher order thinking skills, doon na mamatay yung mga bata natin. And it's been the problem in the Philippines. I wouldn't be talking about the report of the PISA, yung mga nasa poverty learning tayo, yung level ng ating mga kapatid. Kasi We don't have nothing to do about it. What we can do is that we have to see the future and we have to help our students. We have to help Filipino learners improve the reading comprehension. So, to start with, let us think first of what is really metacognition and metacognitive strategies. So let's go back to, these are the problems of our students. Okay? I can't make a picture in my mind. I catch myself daydreaming. Most especially kung nasa harap sila ng book nila. Why? Because they are digital natives. Kailangan yung nasa harap nila is laptop. Kailangan yung nasa harap nila is cell phones, tablets, and so on and so forth. So that they would be motivated to learn. Okay? And then another one, I can't remember or retell anything I've read. This is also the problem of my students. After reading a passage, and then I have to tell them to close the passage and to place the passage away, and then they're gonna respond, or they're gonna answer my questions. The tendency is that they could not answer the questions. Why? Because wala na yung passage na sa harapan nila. Okay. So, anong gagawin? They have to get the passage again. They have to look at the passage again. And then they have to answer the questions. Okay. Another one. I'm just reading the words even though I don't understand them. In the elementary, yung nasa mind natin, kapag ang bata ay makapagbasa ng mga words, if they could read words, if they could sound off the letters and other components of reading, yung nasa mind natin is comprehension will follow. Okay. Yes, that's correct. But there is a need for scaffolding. There is a need for the guidance from the teachers. Kailangan din natin i-guide at kailangan din natin turuan yung mga estudyante natin in terms of the strategies. Ano ba yung mga strategies na gagawin ng bata? Yung nakalimutan ko when I was in my first year of teaching, yung nakalimutan ko is that I failed to teach the students how to read. I mean, I failed to teach the students the strategies on how to read. Palagi lang tayong nagtatanong, pero hindi natin tinuruan yung mga bata. Paano ba magbasa? Kayo, tinuruan mo kayo, paano magbasa? Tinuruan tayo paano magbasa ng mga words, mag-decode ng mga words. Paano ba tayo magbasa with comprehension? Did our teachers taught us what are those strategies that we need to use so that we will be able to understand the text very well? The next one here is a character shows up in the story and I have no clue who it is. That's the problem of our students. Another one, I am asking lots of questions to clarify but I can't answer why. So these are the signs of confusion of our students. Now, if you're confused, try rereading. If that doesn't work, ask for help. Now, ano kaya? Bakit ganito? Bakit confused yung mga students natin? What are those factors? Ano kaya yung mga factors? Please, next slide, please. So, ito yung mga factors influencing acquisition of reading ability. The first one is intelligence. Bias tayo dito. Kapag yung estudyante natin ay marunong, yung nasa mind natin ito ay marunong din sa pagbabasa. Kasi marunong sila. Now, you have to remember the multiple intelligences posited by Howard Gardner. Okay? Baka yung mga text na ibinigay natin to our students are not in line with the interests of our student. Yung si student ay mahilig mag-basketball. Ay nako, mag-basketball. Kapag may larong basketball, nagba-basketball kaagad si student. Pag nasa loob ng klase, hindi marunong magbasa kasi lang hindi na-appreciate yung passage. Bakit kaya? Kasi yung passage natin kasi na ibinigay ng mga estudyante natin ay one size fits all. Bigay ni DepEd. Diba? Bigay ni DepEd. As a teacher, wala tayong ginawang supplementals. Ano ba yung mga supplementals na gagawin natin? Siguro lagyan din natin ng mga passage about basketball. Kung yung bata ay nagfa-farming, lagyan din natin yung passage about farming. Kaya doon pumasok si contextualization. Okay? Minsan kasi nakakatamad yung mga ginagawa natin kasi okay na sa atin yung may ibinigay yung nasa book. Pero hindi pa okay yun. Parang, these are just example of the text. Na ito yung gagamitin natin. Parang example lang siya, parang model lang siya. Alright? Dito din pumasok, noong 2016 ata, dito din pumasok si, DI? Okay, DI. Ano ba yung DI? Differentiated instruction. Right? So differentiated instruction and the multiple intelligences ay magkasama sila. Okay? So dapat differentiated yung reading comprehension passage mo. Okay? Differentiated din yung reading comprehension passage mo. Hindi dapat isa. Kasi, as what I have said, hindi dapat one size fits all yung ating gagawin in front of our students. Right? Next, interests. This calls for the learning styles of our students. What are the learning styles of our students? So the learning styles of our students are visual learners, meron silang tactile, kinesthetic, and so on and so forth. Okay? So let us also consider the learning styles of our students. Yung mga kanilang interests. This is also the same with the multiple intelligences, and this is also the same with differentiated instruction. Next, we have the language facility. Ayan, language facility. Yung sabi ko kanina, niyala ko kanina nga, okay, ikaw, dili makakabalo mo English, di makakabalo mo English, kung kura ka diha, di nakatawag ko kay gadali ko sa kong klase, 1 hour lang ni ako ang kuana, 1 hour lang ni ako ang subject. I guess this is true to all the subjects also. Hindi naman lang, kanagong, kasi una na itong paansiron. Ang una na itong paansiron, atong bright. Kaya malipay yun tadayon. Nung nakapad yung observation, ito yung bright mong paun, kaya parang kahatag siya dayon sa imong answer. No? But don't you know that those who could not answer your questions are those students who are in need of your attention. Ingon ang among pastor. We can compare teaching profession ni Jesus Christ, Yan, ni Jesus Christ. Ano man, Jesus Christ was here for the sinners and for the sick, not for the healthy ones and not for the mga walay sala. Kinahanglan ang teacher na sa classroom dili para sa mga bright, para sa mga nagkinahanglan sa imong tabang. Katong mga talabangon jud ng mga estudyante. Our students who are brighter students, this is what I did also, the brighter students should be given challenging tasks. Kagayaan mo sila, they can have independent learning. Well, you have to work with those who are average and below average. Okay, sa language facility, go back to the use of the mother tongue. So una, pag-abot sa mother tongue, kung kayo po kanang musta na siya ngalan? Negative kayo po ang mother tongue. Kaya wala na ako nabasa ang mother tongue based multilingual education. Ang akong nabalaan lang kay mother tongue, they will be using the mother tongue in their classroom. But then, when I realized, when I read a lot of researches about mother tongue-based multilingual education, meron palang MLE. Minsan kasi nawala si MLE. Minsan kasi yung ano natin is mother tongue lang. Nandun pala yung multilingual education. Now, are you going to accept if the responses of your students are in a vernacular, in a mother tongue? The answer is yes. Kasi, comprehension, yung focus natin dito. Comprehension. Okay, yung focus natin dito. Next one, auditory discrimination. This is the ability of our students to recognize the sounds of the words. Okay, the sounds of the letters. How are they going to pronounce the words properly? In a descriptive language or descriptive grammar, sino mga English major dito? Mayroon kasi tayong prescriptive grammar at saka descriptive grammar. Yung prescriptive grammar, kailangan tama lahat ng mga structure ng language mo. In the descriptive grammar, kailangan maintindihan ka. Okay, no matter even if the structure of your grammar is not that standard, based on yung nasa mind kasi natin yung standard natin is yung American English. Okay, so that's it. How about yung visual discrimination? This is also the ability of the child to determine the shapes or to distinguish the shape, the colors of the object, and other things that can be seen by our kids. Okay. Well, what's the ano here? What's the idea here? Yung ating pagbabasa, kailangan pala ng may mga support factors like pictures, like colors, yung mag-highlight tayo ng colors, mag-underline tayo, that's part of metacognition strategy. Okay. Another one is you have motor-ocular discrimination. Ako ay may dito, may bias din dito. Kasi sabi din motor-ocular coordination, kailangan magbasa ang bata is from left to right. Tama naman, di ba? Kailangan mag-write yung bata ng letter T. Yung letter T, dapat it should be letter T, tapos yung cross ng letter T from left to right. Ako kasi ay left-handed. So anong gagawin ko? It should be like this. Kasi yung sabi ng psychology, parang nakalimutan ko lang, sabi ng psychology, yung movement ng hands natin is from the center to the outside. So ganun tayo magbasa, ganun tayo magsulat. Kaya, pabor sa mga those who are right-handed because they could read from left to right because the movement of their hands are from the center to the outside. Ganun din sila mag-write ng letter T. Tama yung pag-write ng letter T. Yan. Titignan din natin kung paano magbasa yung bata. If it is from left to right and from top to bottom. Kaya in grade 1, kung naalala ng grade 1 tayo, we have some exercises na ito yung mother hen, my father hen. Ito yung hen, at saka ito yung muna ang piso, muna ang mungaan, muna ang piso. Ipasunod na to, ganyan na to. Because that's part of beginning reading. Tapos, naay mangga sa babaw, naay basket sa ilalom. Kung mahulog ang mangga, ando sa baskets, naay linya nga up and down. Because that's part of beginning reading. And that's part of visual motor coordination. Okay? Kaya natuto kayo magbasa from left to right and from top to bottom. Yung mga Filipino people. Unless kung hindi ka Filipino, Chinese ka or Japanese ka. Next one here is attitude of the parents. Let's think of the parents of our kids. Anak ba sila ng mga teachers? Or anak ba sila ng mga farmers? Yung mag-i-excel sa reading comprehension, usually anak ng mga teachers. Kasi nakikita nila yung mother and father nila na nagbabasa. How about those who are not sons and daughters of professionals? So titingnan din natin yan. These are the factors. And yung sa kanilang siblings, then, these are also factors. Teachers, si teacher ba ay laging nagpapa? Are you giving students the right amount of passages every week na babasahin nila? Or tama na ba sa'yo makapag-answer sila ng noting details lang? Yung 4WH questions lang. Tama na ba sa'yo yan? Another one is yung peers. Okay. Mayroon tayong tinatawag sa classroom natin na body-body system. Yung si student na medyo mahina, ilagay natin sa Or ipatapad. Tapad mo na sa inyo, no? Patapad natin sa mga bright. Diba? Because if you want to be smart, go with smarter people. Kag tinuod dyan na. Mugaan para ang imong trabaho. Okay? Next one, teaching strategies. Factors in use teaching strategies. Kasi yung teaching strategy natin, yung ginagawa yung teaching strategy natin, minsan ay hindi consistent. Ngayon, halimbawa, hindi consistent. Kasi ito yung ginagawa nating teaching strategy, hindi pa nga na-master ng ating mga students, mag-jump na tayo for other strategy. Kaya mamaya, pag-usapan natin yung strategies. So vocabulary, how do we teach our students with vocabulary, comprehension, literary appreciation, and study skills. Meron daw tayong sa reading, meron tayong literary appreciation skills, and meron tayong reading skills. Yung mga reading skills, yung mga inferencing, noting details, perceiving cause and effects, summarizing, summarizing, issue ko din ito. Bakit? Nung when I was in high school, I was not taught how to summarize. Yung gagawin ni teacher sa amin is read this one and summarize. Parang nagsiswimming kami. Na pinalangoy kami sa swimming pool na hindi kami tinuruang lumangoy. Nalumos. No, nalumos, tawon. Kalumoy, napatay. So, do not ask your students. We will not ask our students to do something which hindi pa natin na ituro sa kanila. Okay? So that's reading comprehension, perceiving cause and effect, inferencing, making conclusions, summarizing, and so on and so forth. In the literary appreciation skills, ito ay yung mga literature teachers, ito yung mga pinapagawa nila. Making a collage from what we have understood from, or what we have understood from the story. Isa na tagsabon, sabon na din, no? Tagsabon, inapakukit-ukit ang atong favorite character, or ang atong favorite scene, ara sa sabon. These are also part of our metacognitive strategies. Minsan ida-draw tayo, o kaya'y, ano pa ba? Lahat ng mga literary appreciations, o minsan pinapasayaw tayo, or nagkaroon tayo ng recitation. These are part of literary appreciation skills. Appreciation lang yun. And then, study skills. Ano ba yung mga study skills? How are they going to study? How are they going to read? How they are going to use strategies in reading, yung mga SQ3R, yung mga mnemonics, paano nila gagamitin yun. Those are part of the study and thinking skills. Okay, next slide, please. Meron pang motivation. Yung motivation is part of the interest. If our students are not motivated, like us, if we are not motivated with something, ang husgan din na nato na dili jud na himuon. Kay wala ko'y motivation, ana. Naay panahon nga, motivated kayo ka. So, mahimo ka na. Naay panahon nga, muhimo mo nang takuanin ko, ana. Muhimo mo nang takuanin aning project ka. Kaso lang, wala mo dyan ko'y motivation, Lord. Mahigda sa adyo ko diri. Doon na ang kuan, doon na ang deadline. Ano ko'y motivation, Lord? Okay, magiging mo na. Ano ko'y motivation, Lord? Okay, so, anyway, motivation sometimes it depends on our ang mode na to, no? Next. So, what are those, paano natin, saan natin isolve ang katong mga problema sa mga kabataan? Saan natin isolve? One thing that I'm going to give you is use of metacognitive strategies. And this is what I did with my students. Later on, ipabasa ko sa inyo yung mga results ng mga estudyante ko. Ito ay general lang. Okay, ito ay general lang. Yung main ay yung paggamit ng highlighting, paggamit ng note-taking, paggamit ng ballpen. Okay. So like, mag-note-taking sila. Kapag star gagawin nila doon sa text, main idea or ideas connected to the overall theme. So, lagyan nila ng star. Okay, parang ito ay isang example, isang model lang. You can have also your own. Or you can let your students do their own styles. keywords, details, or significant notes that supports the main idea or theme, lagyan ng underline. Circle if there are unknown words or confusing details. And then question mark if there are some questions. So write any questions you have in the margins. And then check if understanding, write your thinking in the margins, opinions, reflections, analysis, prediction, and summary. And then an arrow for connection, and then X for examples. Now, what's the problem with us? I don't know today. Hindi ko na alam kung ano na ngayon sa DepEd. Noon kasi, alam nyo din ito. Noon kasi, binigyan tayo ng book ng ating teacher, di ba? Okay, ito yung book. 8 books. Uy, ayaw dyan sulat-sulat eh. Ay kung sulatan, ganinan mo, makabayad dyan ko anak. Dili dyan na to, kanong dili dyan na to, hilabtan. Basahon ganinan, di dyan na makisig. I'm so lucky, I don't know with DepEd today, kasi pwede na makasulat-sulat ang mga estudyante. I'm so lucky because I am in a laboratory school sa Filipino University, and we are using private school textbooks na ginapalit nila. So they can do anything on the textbooks. Dapat drawingan ginanila, dapat tanaw, because it's part of my action research. So, but at the end of every week ako mag-check. At the end of the week, dapat makita ko ano ang ilagay na panghimo, unsa ilagay na panghimo sa mga stories na ako na gina-discuss for that week. Okay, may lain-lain, may ginahimo ang mga kabataan ng mga different shorthands. I call this one as shorthands. Okay? So, here's another one to take notes. As of this moment, siguro pwede natin magamit ito. Yung mga, ano ba yung PTE? Yung digital assistant. Ano ba yung P? Basta it's a digital assistant. Yung cellphone mo na pwede ka lang makapag-take down notes sa cellphone. Sa laptop, sa iPad mo, pwede ka na makapag-take down notes. And the use also of the graphic organizers. Although the graphic organizers, very, nasa surface structure lang, but it can help also, it can facilitate also reading comprehension. And take note, this is not only for English readers, English class. This can also be used for science. This can also be used for history and other areas. That's graphic organizers. So we have Fishbone for cause and effect. We have this one for comparison and contrasts, and so on and so forth. And we have summarizing, and we have using selective attention. Okay? The selective attention is focused on specific information, structures, keywords, phrases, or ideas. So these are part of the strategies. These are the strategies that I've told you earlier na ito yung ituro natin sa mga kabataan. At kailangan consistent na bago sila aalis, bago tayo lilisan. Bago tayo lilisan. Before na itong ibiyahan, kinahanglan na master nila. Kaya once na master nila, bisan kung wala na kasi ang atubangan, kung basa na siya, maudyo na iyang hibuon. Pares na ako. Ito doon, although not my teacher, but it was my older sister. Nakita din ako sa sister nga, kung magbasa siya, na ay dagdag kay color pens sa iyang tapad. So yan ginagamit. So ako na siya, gusto ko na akong bitrain akong self. Magamit ko mga color pens. Right now, nadala na ako. Bisag, wala akong sister. Madugduman ako kasi ang akong nakitaan. Kaya na-master na ako ang paggamit. Dira na ito ang pagduddo sa strategy sa ating mga kabataan. May ibilin natin sa kabataan na amo ning strategy ni ibilin po ni mo nga pumuda ko na ka mo, college na ka, gamiton mo ni siya na strategy when you read. Okay? So these are just example of the strategies. Next slide, please. So, back to my, hindi siya mabasa, no? Ako rin magmula siyang steep. Back to my action research. are some of the ideas of my students. Okay, hambal sila. These are observable metacognitive strategies used by grade 7 learners while reading. Based on the results of the observation, the following are the observable metacognitive strategies used by the learners while reading. So it is ranked based on the most common strategies used to the least common strategies used. The first one is taking down notes. Unsay ingon nila? Unsay ilang mga ideas hambalan sa bata? Because I can easily recall if the ideas that I have read will be written in my notebook. Okay. Naituro ko yan. Before moving on, before doing with the action research, kailangan turuan mo yung mga kabataan, ano bang gagawin natin ngayon? So mag-take down notes mo, may ara kami, nagdiligay nun ko. Naaming tinatawag ko interactive notebook. Okay. Another one, I will no longer read the text again and again when I am going to study for a test. All I have to do is use my notes to study and to recall the things that I have read in the book. Another one, taking down notes for me is the easiest way to understand the text that I have read. Okay. Next slide please. Another one, ito, yung sabi ko kanina, I use highlighting as a techniques in reading important details of my story. Una kong in-introduce sa akin na is yung to have a colored pens. Itong gagamitin niya. Okay? And then, I love colors and I learn fast if there are colors on the text. Colors would remind me of ideas. In other words, colors can be associated with ideas. That is why I have a different colored highlighting pen. Ito din ay tinuro ko. Sabi ko, if you have red color, yun yung sa mga key ideas. If it is on the explanation, you can use lighter colors, like yellow, like green. Dark colors for key ideas. Okay? Next, visual mapping is the third common strategy. Visual mapping, that's graphic organizer. So I draw a diagram to visualize the interrelationships of the ideas in the text. Take note, they are grade 7. Mauni akong ingunin yung they can speak the language. Lamig kayo na mga grade 7. Pinagod ako kung grade 7 sa laboratory. 25 ra ka buok. Sorry bias po sa number of 25 ra ka buok niya. Kinadaghanan 30 ka buok. Kay mga hinasasa na sa musulod og kuan. So I have the luxury of asking them questions. Okay. Compared to I was also in the DepEd before joining the state universities and colleges. I had actually nag-handle ko o grade 2 and grade 3, multi-grade. Multi-grade ang tawagan na, no? Kung grade 2 and grade 3, kung doha ka section ka, doha ka level, handle ko na 2 years ko diha napita. Na-train ko anang napita. Okay? So, kung panunduan ako, kung ako ang punahunahon ng akong experiences before, the experiences that I handled in my grade 7 today, parang purti siyang layo ka. Unya, karong panahon na pag yun, yan ako nga, anong karong panahon na? Lami man ako mga bata, ano mag-prepare mo itong maayo? Yan ako, atong panahon na ako mga estudyante, doon sa bukid, anong wala man doon ako sila preparahan mo maayo? Okay, wala pa may kwartaan. Atong sweldo, atong pagkasan ka, 2002, muna pagsunod ako sa DepEd, atong sweldo ato is 9,999. Yung sa nakaabot na, dito na ako alintan, akong basic, ako na sa gross income na akong 9,999 atong 2002. Okay? And then, 2006, it was 2006. 2006, the So visual map can help me turn the text into a picture. Text is difficult to understand. Pictures can be easily understood. So those are the ideas of the students. Pero na may mga estudyante nga, sir, kabasa ko sir. Wala ako nagkapoy ko sir. Mas may pang mabasa ko sir. Na yung mga inana ng mga bata. And it calls for learning styles. Hindi mo kasakaan nga, uy, gituduan na ka, mag-highlight, Jude. Di man siya kaya highlight, ikapuyan man siya. Pero karon ng mga kabataan, mga multitaskers sila. They can highlight and they can understand. Naibata, talagang sa lagid nga. Because that, you have your strategy, but di mo ma-reinforce yung strategy hatag sa iya. Okay? Next slide, please. So, ano nga itong dreams? Unsay atong dreams sa atong mga kabataan? Karong mga panahon na. Unsay atong dream? Gusto nato nga mga kabataan musultig ingon ani. Ngayon sila, I know about learning to read. Sus, lipaya nato. Lipay ka yung division office. No, lipay ka yung district office. I know how to learn to read because my teachers have taught me the strategies to read. Ibili natin sa mga bataan ang strategies. Another one, I know when I am learning. I know when I don't comprehend what I read. I know what to do when I am not comprehending what I read. And then I know how and when to use strategies and which ones to use. I know and can demonstrate how to monitor my understanding. And I know how to reflect on my own learning, what I have learned, and what I need to work on text. Ito yung pangarap natin. Walang sino mang teacher, walang sino mang. Wala dyan tuloy. May isa din ko nga, di ko gusto sa akong mga bata ng kabalong basa. Gusto yun nato sa atong mga bata kabalong basa niya. Unta, dili na magtulod-tulod. Saan magtulod-tulod? Kaya ka mo teacher sa grade 1, lang itanungan kuan, tulo na yung bata gari. Muna mo aral sa grade 2 kay kuan. Untay kung itudloan niya maayo. Wala na kay kanang ato na nang inanap ako sa una pa. Kasi ko pa inanap ako sa una niya. Karon di ay na-realize na ako nga wala na kay mahimo. Alangan man ibalik ni mong bata sa grade 1. Ikaw na yung himo, ikaw na yung kuan, ikaw na yung embrace. Okay? Ikaw na dapat pagwa sa imong bata, moingon na yung bata na ay si Ma'am Pinky gituga tudlog na ko para sa grade 2. Mo na bata. Di ba may nungduman na ito kung kinsa itong mga maestra na tudlo na ito basa? May nungduman dyan na ito. Okay mo or, na ako to grade 3, dili ka balog ako mabasa. Ikaw ang nakapabasa niya. Ikaw na may nungduman niya. Maunay gift mo sa imong self. Kag maunay gift mo sa Ginoo. Kaya kung saan man yun, di man dyan nato malikayan. Maestra magita, mao mo yun ukit di. Oo, kung siya ukit daw nato, nga, maestra ta, ayaw naglikay, o niya ayaw mo pag-abroad. Seryoso yung mga Filipino, luwit kaya itong mga bata dili. Ang inyong ipabright, ang Arizona. No? Sorry. Okay, kaso sir, kung good sir ka ng needs of, makasabot ko na. Pero kung wala ko yung plano, pabright na to ang mga Filipino learners nga maging somebody kita in the future. We are very powerful among the professions in the universe. Niana akong professor sa Udabal, you teacher can create criminals and can create saints inside the classroom. Kuyawan ako Hindi pag akong teacher na, diin man gikan ang mga politician. Dito, diin man na siya gikan. Uy, basig may mga politician doon. Namay uban na dito. No? Napalubag sa loob. So mga inana ba? So we have to help our Filipino kids. Lamig siguro pa pamatiyon sa mga sunod ng mga adlaw na naanata on the top of the ranking sa mga PISA. I'm not so worried with the PISA result. Actually, I'm not so worried with that. Why? Because we are being compared by other nations. We are not compared by other Filipinos. Parehas ra na sa ginaingon nga, pakatkata o kahoy ang imong isda. No? Parehas na, di na siya makakatkat, kay isda na siya, di na siya unggoy. Wala, kita po na nga, i-compare ta, gina-compare ta sa taga-Singapore, compare ta sa taga-Singapore, wala may nakasya classroom dito. I-compare ta sa mga taga, di pa itong ginapagkumpara, wala may mas mga classroom dito. Atong classroom dito, makuha din ta, mahilak dito, ayaw, kuha na siya ka na, research mag-good, kanang, pang ano na siya, pang challenge. That's the challenge. Hala, mo din ni ang result sa PISA. So, mga ito na, pag yung dugangan, ang ako, kaya kung ngayon ang PISA nga, top 1 ang Philippines, ay matulog ng mga maestra. Kaya okay, wala na yung buhaton, tulog lang ko, top 1 ang tagyakon. Pero kung naay problema ng ihatag, dinata mo, pagwa sa atong creativity. No? We can be creative. Next. So, this is the strategy that I'm going to tell you. First, I have to give you the general idea of the strategies of metacognition, or metacognitive strategy. So, we have before reading, during reading, and after reading. Before reading, you can ask your students about viewing of the title. What's the title all about? Lami pa yun magkuhan ka, lami pa yun mag-discuss ka, kung mag-code switch ka. That's trans-languaging. Mag-code switch ka. Okay? Kung sabi mo muna-hunaan yung title. Sabi mo muna-hunaan eh. Another one, kung saan ko yung mahitabuan yung ato binabasa, no? Kung mauni ang title, kaning picture na nakita nimo, kung sabi mo, may study aning picture. So dapat, may arapit ka nga, may na-educate discussion about it. Okay, construct discovery questions. There should be constructing of the discovery questions. Asking, what is the story all about if this is the title? If this is the picture, what this picture will tell us about the story? And then, during reading, examine difficult words. During reading, usually we give our students unlocking of difficulties. Pero kanang gina-unlock na ito mga difficulties, usually, kita rin nakabalo ng difficult words na siya. Wala nakabalo ng tanan na yung words na sa atong text, difficult sa atong mga kabataan. No? And then, link text with experiences and knowledge. Linking of the background knowledge of the students and the text. Nakaagi mo ginani, nakaagi mo aning panahon na nag-picnic mo. Those are questions. Kaya kung i-link nato the story of the text, what's written in the passage, to the background knowledge of our students, ma-appreciate na nila, daghan kaayo na mo participate sa atong klase. Okay, next. Answer the exploration questions. There must be exploration questions. Okay. Predicting questions also. Like, okay, let's stop here and let's think of what will happen in the story. What will happen next? What are your bases? Kung mauna ang matapo, ano sa imong mga bases? Okay. And then, after reading, find the main idea. In the finding of the main idea, muna na ang akong mga kabataan, ingon ako ninyo nga, okay, close your book, close your notes, and let's talk about the ideas of the passage that we have read. What's the main idea of the passage? Okay? Ang uban sa akong mga bata, dili na sila maka-istorya. Anong dili sa maka-istorya? Because they need also, or again, the copy of the passage. Kaya mangita ko na sila dito. So meaning, wala nila na-appreciate ang getting of the main idea. Another one is assessment. Okay. Here, you'd have to ask them about comprehension questions. Okay. The literal questions, the critical questions, and other comprehension questions. Next slide, please. I have to share with you what I did in my classroom. Okay. So I have 5 steps here. I have to tell you that this is effective in my classroom. This is what's effective in my classroom. Right away, I have challenge na ako self. I have to go back to grade 7 and grade 9 this coming opening. Ina na mo among head sa among laboratory school. gusto ko mo adto dito kay gusto ko gyapon mag-conduct sa action research. I conducted action research also in the higher education institution sa mga dagko na it's all about technology-driven pedagogy. Actually, prior to pandemic, conduct ako sa action research on technology-driven pedagogy. It's not that challenging. Dili kayo challenging sa mga bata na ako kay higher education naman kung sila niya. Kanang among mga estudyante sa PNU, sila active tanan. Mga honor students, so dili siya challenging. Gusto ko gusto ko ma-challenge ko sa akong mga bata. Kung akong gusto. Okay, same with, I guess with late normal. If you're part of the late normal, mga estudyante po dira, parehas na ta, kanang piliun na to ng estudyante, mga nindot. Yan. Yung hindi ka, sir, yung makaganina sir na, naamang teacher dili para sa mga nagkinahanglan. Amot, tipiin. Mentalo, amot, tipiin yung ano, wala na nila pang dawat ang mga kuhan, ang mga makaluluwi ng mga estudyante. Amot, late normal, ano wala na nila gidawat ang mga makaluluwi ng estudyante. Dito na nung ipang labay sa pasagdaan na po. Ano naman, no? Sige lang. Tabangan na nato yakon. Okay? This is what I did. A picture, wala naman yung picture because this was 2019. Okay, wala na ko picture. Dili ko na mapakita na ako ninyo ang akong picture. How many laptops na nagyan na ako. I started them, I introduced them about interactive notebook. Interactive notebook. Kaya nakita din ako nga ang notebook sa mga kabataan, kung nanan sila libro, wala na natin na ginasulatan. Oo, nang akong history teacher sa una, right on the copy the board pirmi, kaya para masulatan ng akong notebook. Pero akong himo sa ila is interactive notebook. Okay, ano saan ang interactive notebook? Again, bias ako din a bit because I'm so lucky because I am provided with, I have my laptop and I am provided, or the office is provided with printer, right? Printer. So, tanan akong mga activities, pwede ko rin pa-print, tapos tanan akong activities, kung ako ipa-photocopy, musugo rin yung janitor, ako ipa-photocopy. So, what is interactive notebook? Dapat may ala ka notebook, may ala ka colored pens or highlighters, ball pen, pair of scissors, glue, colored papers, metacognitive thinking stems. Okay. Let's talk about metacognitive thinking stems later on. So, ano na siya? Before moving, ang akong metacognitive strategies, twice a week lang ko na himuon. Dili na ko i-burden akong kinabuhi. Twice a week or once a week ako himuon. Maura dyan na, kinaganaara dyan ko'y reading session sa akong klase. Okay? So, mag-prepare ko na, magunting-gunting ko nga, ihatag na akong ilan na ipatapot, i-paste sa ilang notebook. O dito kaya ilang notebook, dapat may mga color. Or pwede man nasubukan mo sila na, this is the sample of our activity today. You have to get your colored papers and your pair of scissors and then gupit ka and then paste it on your notebook. And then we need to do something about it in our class. Okay, so the first one is I prepared interactive notebook. Okay, sige, next. Mo ni siya ang actually downloadable ni siya. So karon sa akong na time, ako ni siya pinadrawing. Or pwede man dili naman drawing, dili naman lisod basta sa aking laptop kay pwede ka man kamay og may mga figures sa Microsoft Word. These are called the metacognitive thinking stems. Pwede nga i-print mo siya o mo rin imuhatag sa ila. Ipatapot sa ilang notebook. Ang notebook at the end of your action research, at the end of the year, ang notebook that would serve as their reading portfolio. Usahay man na may maestra nga upasabit og reading portfolio at the end of the quarter. So himo-himo na sa mga ginikanan. Himo-himo ra. This time it's not working reading portfolio siya. It's a working reading portfolio. Ang mga output every day or every week makita gid mo dira sa notebooks sa mga kabataan. Okay, you can have this one. There are a lot of this one in reading Rocket. Reading Rocket. I don't know if that's the right website. Okay? Pwede i-explore nyo ng reading rocket. Okay, next. Hindi niyo makita to. Kuan kayo na ako. Ako'y salaanin, ako'y... Example, this is the example. Ano example na strategy na himuon ako for a month. Dapat, picture it, start, middle, end. What is your story? Thinking challenges, draw it, character fun, ask question, and then thinking more challenging tasks. I-introduce usa na ako nila. I have to introduce them to them. I have to introduce this to them. Unsay himuon sa picture it? Muna himuon. Unsay himuon sa start, middle, end? Muna himuon. Unsay himuon sa what, and so on and so forth. And then practice. Practice usa ta. Practice. Hasta nga ma-practice niya nagkatulog na okay na sila. So what I did is, kuhaon ko na, next slide please. Next slide please. Next slide. Next slide. I have to erase or delete those directions sa ilalong. Kaya akong gusto na mailaha ang instruction. Akong gusto na makuha nila ang strategy. So sila na ang muhimo. Ipatapik na sila ng interactive notebook. And then I'm going to give them a passage. Sila na ang musulat ana. Okay? Dili lang kausa. Dili lang kaduha. Hasta ma-master nila. Usa ka jump of to other strategy. Maunang sunod na ko is that, what's the next one? Next slide please. Model the use of metacognitive strategies. Ikaw yun ang model scaffolding. Okay, mo muna yung ni Brunner, no? Nas Brunner, you have to scaffold your students or the learners. Number 3, consistently check the work of the learners. Every Friday, inabilin sa classroom ang ilang mga interactive notebook. Okay. Muna pag-check. Lami man dili ka mabulayan mag-check. Basta interactive notebook. Nganong dili man ka mabulayan check? Because kung mo-check ka ani, gagmay man lang naging pangsulat sa mga bata. Unless kung naakay mga comprehension questions na natag-as ang sulat sa bata. Alright? Tanaw na nimo, nansilat sa bata. Okay. Take note of this one. Ayaw pahimo og assignments sa reading sa imong mga bata na dalhon sa balay. Kay mga mama o papa ang mo answer ana. Munay natabo sa pandemic. Munay natabo sa pandemic. Mga mama o papa. Tapos lami akong mga parents very supportive. Usually kung mga inana ng mga parents no nasa laboratory school, they are very supportive. Kasi I told them na ang langyaya hindi manghilabot, dili manghilabot. So they have to work sa school. Makita ginako sila nagtrabaho sila because siguro I was so serious with this because this is part of my action research. So I was very serious on this. Okay. So dili nila dalon, wala gyud ko nagpa-assignment sa inyo. Kaya kung magpa-assignment ka, think lang ka na they have mastered the strategy, but then, wala silang himo. Kinsa gahimo? Ang ilangan, mama o papa. Okay, next. Repetition, ang hambal, is the mother of all learning. Yan. Repeat the strategy. Strategy ha? Siguro one strategy ang ginahimo na ko. 4 weeks na siya na ako ginabuhian. Another thinking stem naman akong himuon after 4 weeks. So that's 1 month. That's the first cycle because action research is by cycle, di ba? By cycle ng action research. First cycle, 1 step. Second cycle, another step. Third cycle, another step. Muna ang action research. Sa DLSU, inadawat na nila ang action research as part of this dissertation. May ginadawat na nila ang dissertation ng mga action research paper, pero consists of more than 4 cycles. So, ato sa DepEd, I don't know pila ka cycle ang inyong ginadawat sa DepEd. So, basta first cycle, second cycle. first cycle okay na siya. That's part of, this one is just, a few cycles lang siya. Katong una, una na akong first cycle. Okay. So, balik, hasta, na kung biyaan mo na yung bata, madumduman niya nga, amo na kung himuon. Okay? Again, sir, you're talking about differentiated instruction. Now, can the students do the work even if they have other interests? Like, imubing mga bata, sir, patuloy mong ipahimo niya, ang imubing mga bata, lain-lain ang mga interest niya, moro ito yung ipahimo. So, paano ni mo mapasulod ang imo? Kung saan mo pagpasulod ang imo differentiated instruction? Para dili lisod, isa ka thinking stem, uniform ang thinking stem, different ang passages. Okay, different ang passages. Pero kung ganahan yung ka, creative view ka, isa ka passage, different ang thinking stem. Nagamitan nila. Okay. Sige-sigihon, hasta nga ma-own sa bata ang strategy. Okay, next. So, and the last one is reflect and go back to step number 2 for another set of metacognitive strategy. So that's how we're going to help our students, and that's how we're going to deal with our metacognitive strategies in terms of developing the reading comprehension of our students. Next slide, please. I have here points to remember. Uy, dali na lang. Natapos akong oras. Metacognitive strategies are helpful in improving the reading comprehension skills of the learners, and that's based on my action research. I can claim to that. Okay. Diverse background of the learners need to be considered in the teaching of reading. Use metacognitive strategies consistently and have your learners master them. May dako na sila, mauro gina lang himuon. Reflect on your teaching practices. Dapat, may naana tayo yung ginatawag na reflective pedagogy. Okay. We need to make reflections after. Pagkahapon, kapoy kayo ko, manang kapoy mo kayo. Kaya, natudlo, jugog mo kayo sa mga kabataan. Well, that's part of your reflection. What did I do? Napa-improve ba ang mga kabataan? Baorong dyan din atuan ko ang kinabuhi, wala na dyan din laing atuan. Let's improve the reading comprehension skills, other skills of our students. Okay? And the last one, I want to read, gusto kong mabasa ako, this is part of my conclusion in my study. This is in the second paragraph of my conclusion in my study. Although practitioners in the academy had postulated that reading teachers must have a reservoir of strategies and techniques in teaching reading to cater the needs of every individual learner, it is also a must that a reading teacher must make an effort to try one approach in reading lesson. This is to test if the strategy is effective or not. Reading teacher cannot help the students develop their reading comprehension unless a tryout of all the approaches available is made. And that's your action research. Reading teachers should stop mouthing about the students' lack of reading comprehension skills. Ayaw nagbabulbul. Hindi kayo ko sa putong mata. Trabaho na lang. Instead, teachers should find a strategy that will boost students' reading comprehension. This paper, my paper, only explored a metacognitive approach to develop the students' reading comprehension performance. However, this does not generalize that this particular approach in reading is useful and recommended for all types of learners. Using different approaches is still the utmost concern of the reading teacher. Okay? Again, I have to go back to what I've said earlier, that there should be no one-size-fits-all strategies in our classroom. And for that, thank you so much. I guess I'm done. Next slide, please. Ayan, those are my references. And salamat kayo sa inyong pagpamati. I hope you were able to get, gamay ra kaayong inyong kasaho. Salamat kaayo. Kung naay mga pangutanan, I have still time. We still have time for questions. Thank you.
Alright, so there you have it po, no? For those scholars or even non-LiSQuP scholars po who have questions about the topics discussed po by Dr. Bonganciso, you may raise your hand po and then sasagutin po ito ni Sir po. Meron po bang mga questions? Or anything that you'd like to be clarified regarding sa topics? Anyone po would like to ask questions? Wala po. Ayun, si Ma'am meron pong tanong. I'm not sure kung maabot yung mic. Dito na lang siguro, Ma'am.
Hello sir, good evening. Hindi pala, good afternoon. Okay, so this is only my question because you know your study is only based, have been tested in a laboratory school. How about in a public school in DepEd, like us in secondary, although we are overwhelmed with the strategy and it really gives us the idea how to, as a language teacher, we have 297 students to handle with. Ako, for example, me. How can I use the interactive notebook and check it during Friday? Don't have time already for my family, Char. No time for now, Char.
Yes. That's the reason why I said I'm biased about this one because it is tested in my laboratory school. And our laboratory school has only 25 to 30 students. It's very challenging if this can be conducted in the DepEd. Now, to answer your question in a straight manner, ayaw putda ang tanan nimong mga sections. Murag, sa usara ko nito. Sa usara. No? No? Unfair sa uban nga section na kay kung imong hot dun, ma'am, ngayon na jud ka nga, wala na ko'y panahon sa akong pamilya. Basin akong bala nangita na o laing maestra. No? Kaya pwede na siya, ma'am. Pwede na siya. You have to write, sorry, you have to write a letter sa imong hagin ng principal. Kani nga section, imo po yung pilot section sa akong Metacognitive strategy for this year. Pilot section. Okay? So, i-allow ka na kung visit sa imong klase, anong lain man imong bihinin mo diri, anong sadya man ni diri, anong dito sa uban, unikak man kakaayo. Mingaw man to kaayo. Yes. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Oh, yeah.
Experience ko sa yan, sir. Question ako na social teacher, bakit sila mayroong ganyan?
Oh. Parang na-deprive sila of the-deprive sila. LiSQuP scholar po kayo, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Bigyan kita ng GTA. That's the problem, which as of this moment, probably, parang ang idea na akong diri sa akong mind is, one strategy, example, one objective for this section, and then, pagkaugma, gamito nimo sa usa, pagkasunod, gamito nimo sa usa, dili nimo dumanon. Inana na lang guro man para dili sila unfair. No? Ikaw na, i-arrange na nyo, di ba naka-budget ang atong milks? That's most essential. Naka-budget atong na milks sa usa ka bulan. Imo siya i-design nga kaninga object, kaninga competency, first week ni siya kaninga section, second week dili nga section, third week dili nga section. Tapos, hindi naman siya nga competency, first week naman siya, imong i-design. Dili nimo dunganan nga kaning competency first week gini sa tanang section, no? Kay para sa isa ka week, isa lang ka section imong gitagag interactive notebook. Dalo man siya, next week dili naman. O sa first section patawhay ka usa. Dili naman ka sa usa ka section next week. So more, sila na lang imong checkan. Pagka next week dili po ka isang section, sila na lang checkan. Kay kung imong dunganon, magdungan ko kag check sa imong interactive notebook. No?
Sir, we have students who in grade 9 or in grade 8, based on my experience, there are students who doesn't know yet to write sentences. And even, hard time to read. Now, if you are going to use the interactive notebook, what do you think? Kasi for you, kasi sa result effective, the comprehension of the students were definitely developed and was enhanced. Kasi sila, laboratory. Kasi sa amin, sir, different kinds of status of, our students has. So, AI. So yun, sir. Any suggestion?
GTA, ma'am. Back to ma'am, this is just not based on research. Siguro magbasa ko. That's very challenging. I have, parang, lami siya himog study, no? Back to the basic. No, back to the basic. Those who could not write a sentence, those who could not read, you have to go back to the basic. No? Ma'am, go back to the basic. Or siguro, siya ang imong unahon i-action research. Ayaw tong mga imong section. Think of an action that can help this kind of, kaya sila, di ba, muli akong ingon ganina, na sila ang nagkinahanglan sa atong tabang, sila ang nagkinahanglan sa atong gugma. Kana ko nung mga pasaway ng mga estudyante sa classroom ba, nga nagdagadagan, kasakit-sakit, ayaw sila kasabi, kaya nang pangayo sila sa atong atensyon. So sila po nang nagkinahanglan sa atong gugma. So sila itong unahon, ma'am. We have to think of, ano kaya yung strategy? I've heard that sa senior high school, in our, even in senior high school, may nakapa ko ng mga estudyante nga they can read, but they could not comprehend what they have read. Oh. So wala. Akong ingon ninyo, ayaw nagbasula ang katong naagyan niya. Imuha na ng panahon. Naingon, gihimo man as Ginoo, gituyo man as Ginoo nga, ay paabuton ko ni dito ni ma'am. Saan ito mga mo, ma'am? Ano saan yung major sa LiSQuP, ma'am? Wala lang ko yung reading nga wala lang ko yung reading na subject. Sige, ma'am, pagkitakot lang sa LiSQuP niya. So, basic ma'am Joyce, iplano sa ako gatuod jud ko nga atong kinabuhi plano sa Ginoo. I really believe on that. Basic part of the plan of our God, matama ito na ito. Basic, kita kang katabang niya, no? Parang, I'm very idealistic, but ako naging hamal ako naging ninyo wala tayo mo mga teacher ta. Muuro jud na tong aton. No? Ayaw jud na siya. Ayaw jud dito na siya pagbuas ng classroom, dili ka makatabang anak tabangi gid dito bisan pag abot og Agosto ang graduation niyo July. Abot og July. Ay si Dudong, si Inday, nakabasa na gid dito sa usa ka paragraph, usa ka sentence sa paragraph. That's nindot ka man kay you are in reading education. So you will learn a lot of reading topics. I know you can help your student on that. And my best recommendation is start on doing an action research with that kind of kid. And don't you know, you can conduct action research with one kid only. So that's action research by approach, case analysis approach, a case study approach. So that's very helpful. Okay? So may mga problema. Pero ganun ka kung makakatag-upuan na ka ng solution ba? My idea is just an opinion. And it's not based on fact. I guess I have, nag-2019, nag-pandemic day, tapos pagkatapos sa among action research, wala ko share dayon because I really wanted to publish it. After publication, mo pa na ipag-share naman. So this time, siguro I'm gonna introduce this one to my sa division office sa among lugar. And then, if same problem would exist, siguro I would help them do this kind of action research. At least makahelp sila ako at sila na field. Okay, thank you so much.